Now, for the big, oh, wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. Finally, there is a ton of aftermarket controller options for your PlayStation 5, as well as a first-party option, which is finally here. It's here. We're gonna have a deep dive into that today. Hello and welcome back to Gears and Tech. You guys already know that I love controllers, I love technology, and I don't want to say I love my PlayStation 5, but I do enjoy my PlayStation 5. Now, my daily driver has been this, which is the B-Savior controller. I've done a ton of videos on this controller. I've been using this for the last couple of months now, doing testing and reviews, and a lot of videos showing you guys all about the features of that controller. So I do not need to tell you about this controller. So I'm gonna put it over here. But there are two more controllers on the block, and that would be these guys right here. Now, we have the PlayStation 5 Dualsense Edge first-party PlayStation controller. It is the first-party controller for the PlayStation 5. And we have this, which is the Victrix BFG Pro. Now, I have not opened this up yet. It just got here a couple days ago. And when I was getting ready to make the video for this one, doing an unboxing, guess what? This one showed up on my doorstep today, and I think that you guys are more interested in this controller than this one. So I'm going to do an unboxing and feature review of this controller today. We're going to talk about the build quality and see what's included inside the box and kind of explore what this controller is all about. Future videos will be unboxing this video, so get ready for that. That video is going to come. But let's talk about the controller that everybody wants to talk about. Now, you will notice that I have two boxes here. That's because I did buy one of the expansion modules for the controller, simply because one thing that I love doing when I get some new tech like this is to kind of see what makes it tick. So I want to actually pull this stick module apart, see what's inside there. I want to pull this controller apart and see kind of what's inside there. So again, that'll be coming up in a future video. Before we get too far into this video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel down below, smash that like button, hit subscribe, and let's get back to the video. Let's talk about the features of the DualSense Edge before we open it up. So this controller is designed to optimize your gameplay. It features ultra customizable controls, mappable back buttons. It does have DualSense wireless functions. So it has all of the functions that you're used to on your regular DualSense controller. So you've got the haptic feedback and you have the adaptive triggers. So those are options on this controller and it's all built in and baked in. We're gonna look at how that works after we get the unboxing done. And it also has the replaceable thumbstick. So if you've been using this guy and you're worried about controller drift, or you have a controller that has drift, that's where these things will come in handy because they are super cheap compared to the price of a whole new controller. So there's a lot of great features built into this thing. Now to start us with the unboxing, we will get the ridiculously sharp knife and cut the plastic tape right here. Okay, let's see what we got here. Whoa, I'm just tearing, I'm shredding this box up. There we go, there we go. All right. We've got a PlayStation logoed box and it looks like it just opens up like this. Now, one thing I should point out, this is very heavy. There's a lot here. Like when I compare the weight of a regular controller to this, there's a lot going on here. So we're gonna pull this out. At the very bottom of the box is the DualSense Edge wireless controller manual. I'm not gonna read that, but it's in there if you want it. Otherwise, there's nothing else there. And then we'll see what's inside this bag. The B-Savior controller actually came with a similar case to it. Wow. Look at that. So this is a hard shell. It's very hard shell. And it's kind of done up like the PlayStation controller. It's even got the little black, like that matches the touchpad right there. If you look at that compared to the touchpad, it's got the same shape as the touchpad, which is a nice little touch to it. It's got the PS logo embossed on it. The zippers even have the PS logo on it. I'll hold it like that so you guys can see it. And then even on the back, you've got the PlayStation triangle, circle, cross, and square. And on the bottom, just some little nubs so that it'll sit nicely on a desk. Let's unzip it. Wow. That smells nice. Wow. This is so heavy. I'm surprised at how heavy this is. So let's start pulling everything out that comes in this box here. So first of all, we've got, I don't even know what this is for, but that was just kind of tucked in there. We'll figure that out later. It's got this, which is a 10-foot long cord, which is braided. Let me pull this open here. It's a USB-A to USB-C cord. It does have the PlayStation logo on it as well. It's pretty high quality, which is nice. I'm gonna put that right there. It was all neat and tidy, and now it's not. And then it's got this guy here, which is a USB lock. So somehow this will keep the controller, the USB cord locked into the controller. So we'll explore how that works in a minute. We've got the adjustable thumbsticks, which I'll pull those out here so we can look at the different heights of these guys. So you can see we've got tall ones and low ones, and these are all domed. So they're a mushroom top rather than the traditional thumbsticks on the controller. Wow, those are metal buttons. So these are adjustable. I think the small ones are maybe on it. Let's lift the controller out. Okay, so there's the small ones right there. And then those give you the ability to custom fit this controller to you and to your style. Now that is it that was in here. Oh, wow. Okay, so I was showing you guys this thing. It turns out, look at this. This is Velcro. So if I go like this, it's Velcro so that the controller can sit in there, and that exposes the USB port so that this can sit in the case while it charges. So you can keep it charged and ready to go, and then you just unplug the USB port, put that closed, and then you're ready to go for your next gaming session. That's really cool. Okay, now it's time to take the plastic off the controller. Wow. Release, what's release? Oh. Oh. First impressions. So this is the controller. I'll let you guys have a quick look at this in person. This is the in-person controller. So let's look at some of the features of this before we get too far into it. So this is designed to be as close to the same experience as the regular PlayStation 5 controller. This is the first time that I will have put this controller in my hands. So let's see. I have to say, it does feel exactly the same as a PlayStation 5 controller. Now the finishings are pretty much the same. There's some extra little details in the buttons here, which, like the L2 has these little extra grips on them. You can see right there. Compared to, let me hold this guy up. You can compare the two buttons here. So see, this is the standard button on the Dualsense controller. It's nice and smooth, whereas this one's got these little grips to it. But it does have those grips. Also, if we look at the touchpad on the top, you can see that there's that layout on the touchpad. So the standard one is just smooth, whereas the Dualsense one has that, it looks like the PlayStation design on it. So I'll try and get a nice close-up of this. So if I hold it up to this camera here, you can see you've got that cross, the circle, the square, and the triangle. I'm just gonna try and move that around so that you can see it kind of in the light. So it's really nice, actually. And if I look super close at the front of this, it also looks like that has the same detail. So it's the same pattern on it. So the design's nice. Like, it's even got the very, very shiny cover over there. We do have the addition of these buttons here. Those are function buttons function 1 and function 2. And I think that has to do with the profile switching and that sort of thing. The placement of it is very, like, it makes sense because when I'm holding it like this, I can just reach down and hit those as needed. I don't think you're going to be switching profiles that often, but it's there, it's accessible, it makes sense. Flipping over to the back is where most of the action happens on here. So I want to draw your attention to these first of all. These are the trigger stops. So up in this setting right here, it is full normal trigger. If I go like this, oh wow, that actually, wow, that clicks very easily. So that adds a half trigger stop. And I would say that's true. And then if I go like that, this is a full trigger stop. And if I compare that, you know what, that even feels, it feels like a clicky trigger. They've done something inside there. It's not just a slidable trigger stop. There's something in there. That's interesting. And if I compare that to this, now this is the Be Savior controller that I built. I built this with the DIY kit. So I did add the clicky triggers from Extreme Rate. So I've been using these triggers for the last 1.5 years now, and I have to say it's similar but not quite the same. So if we look at here, there's the clicky trigger and then there's that one. So you look at how much they move. I'll hold it like that so you guys can see. They don't move quite the same. This one, the Dualsense, moves a little bit more than this one. It's not quite as clicky. So if you're wondering, is the clicky trigger a full clicky trigger? No, even at the biggest setting here, it is not the same as a full clicky trigger. There is the ability within the function settings though, where you can adjust the click rate of this so that you don't have to wait for it to go all the way before it engages. So the stop just becomes a stop. If you can like rapid click that trigger, you could get the same clicky trigger effect. Also on the back, there's 2 other things I'll point out. So there's the back button options, which they're calling R, B, and LB. Right back and left back. Now for me, I'm going to use these, and these even have LB on it. So I know that LB goes right here. Now I've never stuck these on before, so I don't actually know how to do this. Does that go like that? I don't know. Does it go like that? Oh, okay, it goes like that. Okay, and then that one goes like that. Now, these are held in magnetically, it seems. Yes. So you can see it just sucks it right in. All I do is get it close and it pulls it in. Now, for the big, oh, wow. Whoa, 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 whoa. Okay. I have complained and complained and complained about the guys that are making back buttons for these controllers, and I think I've got, yes I do got. This is the OG Extreme Rate controller. This was one of the first mods that I did. You can see it's got the back paddles, and one thing you'll notice, right here I made a 3D printed wing to extend it down because these paddles are just way too short. I just didn't like how they engaged and where they engaged. But this controller has the Extreme Rate clicky triggers, it has the adjustable height thumbsticks, and it has the back buttons. I replaced this controller with this guy, which is the Be Savior controller. And the reason I replaced it is because if you look at these back buttons here, they roll back to where they just make sense. This is also a 4-button back button option, which again, I've made a ton of videos on. So this was the natural evolution from the Extreme Rate controller. And I still maintain that this is the controller to have. That's the way to go. But when I compare these back buttons, ooh, that is so nice. This might be my new favorite controller. The click rate is just so responsive. Oh man. And then what? Is that how what do I release? What's the release for? Okay. Okay, we don't need to do the release yet, but let's look at this thing while we're here. I know, I'm sorry, I'm just kind of geeking out on this. So this opens up like this. This will take the PlayStation PlayStation USB-C cord, like that. That locks that cord in. And then this goes in like this. And then if I flip that lock, so there we go. This is 100% locked in. It has a built-in strain relief and it will save your USB-C port on here. Now it is a special thing that they've done. I've got to unlock it to pull this out and show you. So they've added little tabs there that this guy, when you extend that out, it actually has these tabs that extend out. And I'll show that to this camera here so you can see those tabs that slide out. So those tabs actually lock into the controller. I wonder if I go like this, if they'll, no. So you got to plug it in and then push that in like that, and then it locks. And you can't pull it out until you unlock it, and then it pulls out. Now, why would they spend so much time developing a lock for the USB-C port? It eats the batteries because it has more features and functions. It's doing more, so the battery dies faster. So you probably won't be able to actually do a full gaming session like you're used to on battery power like you're used to. So this actually becomes quite important. It's a 10-foot cord, so you can plug it in and game far away from your TV or your monitor and still have all these functionalities. Now, I think I've covered everything. So now it's time to figure out how this piece comes off. Let's see if this works. Ah, okay, look at that. So I hit the release and then that pops this guy up. That releases the cover for my replaceable thumbstick modules. Now this is obviously not swappable with the standard PlayStation 5 controller because it just isn't. It's not the same, but that exposes the replaceable modules, and then does the module just, whoa. Okay, again, wow, I'm blown. I shouldn't be this surprised because, I mean, it is first party. It's just, we've been dealing with third-party garbage for so long that it seems surprising. So you can see there's these little metal levers. I don't know where the best way to show you this. There's these little metal levers right here. And if I flip that lever up like that, so that's the lever flipped up in the up position, that releases the module, and then the module slides straight out. Wow. Now, also interesting, I kind of expected this module to have traces on the bottom so that it just made contact with the circuit board, but they've revamped this whole thing. So you can see there, it actually has a slot with a quick connect plug that this plugs into for all the connectivity. So this is actually pretty amazing. And again, I shouldn't be surprised. Now, the one thing that you're going to notice, let me release both of these. These modules do not have a left and a right, so I can swap them, and I'll show you that right now. So this module came out of here, but let me show you. So there's that module, and I can clip it down. That's this module. I can go like this, move this over, and then plug that module in there like that, and then put that down, and it is now the left module or the right module, whichever way you're looking at it. So the nice thing is, typically you tend to start getting stick drift on this one right here. This is the one that gives you the stick drift. It's just the way that that happens. So you can buy one module, have it as a standby, which I've done, and if one of them starts going bad, you can take just that one out and pop the new one in. Or if it's not critical, if this one can be okay with stick drift, you could actually swap that module like that and like that. And then now the one with stick drift is over here, and then I'll get a little bit more life out of this controller before I have to buy a module. That buys you time to buy a module, have it shipped to your house, and then go ahead and do the proper replacement. But wow, that is pretty amazing, if I do say so myself. Like, that's very, very cool. Now, the other thing we want to find out about is the adjustable height thumbsticks. So this should just pop off, and it does. And that is that height right there. Now, the one downside that this has is I like my adjustable height thumbsticks. I prefer a tall thumbstick. So let's snap that on, and then let's snap that on. So just like that, I now have my adjustable height thumbsticks, but they've gone with the mushroom top. So if I compare that to this, again, it's not even as tall. I'm just blown away at how, So there you can see extreme rate adjustable height thumbstick versus the PlayStation adjustable height thumbstick. Now, the extreme rate ones are concave still, but the PlayStation ones they're mushroom tops. So this is reminiscent of your PlayStation 3. And, you know, when I use it, I don't know, is that better? I'm gonna just kind of look out of the way. I could probably get used to it. Maybe it's better, maybe it'll improve my gaming. But here's the thing, if you are using the taller thumbstick, and you want to use your regular thumbstick, now I've got the dished thumbstick and the mushroom top, and it would seem kind of weird. So I think you got to kind of go mushroom top to mushroom top. It's too bad that they don't have the concaved ones. They do have a satisfying click when they go together, which is good. Like that, you can hear that audible click, and it's a good feeling controller. I gotta say, it feels good. Now, I'm not gonna hook this up to the PlayStation 5 today because this video has gone quite long as it is. So I'm going to daily drive this for at least a week. I'll test it out, see how it feels, and then we can do a review after 1 week, which I will come back and do. And it's already been asked. Someone already asked me, Anton, are you going to take this thing apart? The answer is yes, I am going to take it apart. We're going to have a look at what's inside of here just to see how they did things. I'm not going to get too, involved with that, but let's take it apart and see what's inside there. Again, in a different video. So that's going to be coming up. If you haven't subscribed yet, subscribe to the channel because you're going to see more of this controller. I'm going to talk about it. We'll review some of the features of it. We will cover it extensively. If you have questions about this controller, post them in the comments. If it is worth explaining in a video, I will make a video on that feature that you're looking to understand. I'll show you all about it, okay? So we'll cover all that. I'm also going to pull apart this stick module and see what makes it tick. So we'll do that again in a different video. There's so many questions I have about this, but the first question is, how does it work? If you want a sneak peek at how I think this works, if you see me on Twitch, I have a link to my Twitch stream in this description of this video, and I will chat with you about my impressions of this controller. If I'm still using it, ask, am I still using it? Or am I using have I gone back to the Be Savior controller? Where's my head at with the controller? Which one do I like the best? I have a feeling I'm gonna end up playing with this one just because it feels so solid in my hands. Plus it kinda is the all-in-one controller. Kinda is. I'm sorry, Be Savior guys, like it's a great controller. Don't get me wrong, the Be Savior is a great controller, and I will put a link in the description for that controller because it's significantly cheaper than this guy. This one was 200 Canadian dollars, I think. I think I might have paid even more than that. I might have paid 300 Canadian. I don't even remember. I ordered it so long ago and it just showed up. So this is amazing. I'm really excited to have this controller. As you can see, Sony's totally knocked it out of the park on this one, and I can't wait to plug it in and try it out. So I gotta end this video so that I can do that. Hey, thanks for watching all the way to the end of this video. We hope you enjoy the content in this video, and we'd love to have you come back. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And for those subscribers who are looking for that extra special thing that you can do to support this channel, consider joining our members group. That's where we're building this community, the Gears and Tech community, where we can all enjoy content together. You'll get special perks, which we'd love for you to check out by clicking the link down below. For those of you who are just happy to watch the video, that's okay too. you can check out some of our other content right over here, where we've got some previous videos that have already been uploaded and enjoyed by many of our viewers already. We do hope to see you again. This has been Gears and Tech. Have a great day.